So today we're going to have a talk about the platform business with Professor Young-Jin Kim today. Hello, Professor.
Hello, good to see you. This is Young-Jin Kim, Professor at Sagang University.
So in this session, we will discuss about what a platform is, what the meaning of the platform evolution, and also platform business. So then first, we're going to talk about what a platform is.
According to dictionaries, the platform means a long, flat, raised structure at a railway station where people get on and off trains, or the raised part of the floor in a large room from which you make a speech or give a musical performance. That is, a platform is something that helps people come and go or do some performance on it. This meaning of platform evolves to include computing activities. From a computing perspective, the platform can be categorized into hardware platform, software platform, and service platform. Hardware platform is like smartphone or laptop computers. Software platform is like Microsoft Windows or Linux, and service platform is like Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah, so you explained the meaning of the platform and how the platform is connected to the computing area. Then how does the platform work in the computing area, you think?
Platforms provide 5 functionalities: connection, cost saving, quality and trust, community building, and service creation. It can connect people, buyers and sellers, developers and users, and businesses. It allows businesses and people to save cost by providing common functionalities used by all participants. It is able to provide quality services, which in turn improve brand trust among the users by setting up rules. It can build the sense of community among the users of a platform. Finally, it allows businesses or users to create new services.
To make the platform to work well in the computing domain, the platform must be properly designed itself. So how can you design the platform to make it work well?
Properly designed platforms can help people access a variety of resources and expertise on a need-based manner so that the users can create and capture new economic value and scale their knowledge. Accordingly, platforms work as an essential vehicle for resolving the value-cost dilemma in the digital economy. Platforms have always existed throughout human history. Think about the traditional markets, malls, and department stores, etc. But digital technologies expedite the creation of platforms by transforming analog forms of platforms into digital. If you look at the graph, you would instantly figure out that the number of platforms dramatically increased around 2010 when the smartphone gained the popularity. Early platforms include Apple, Microsoft, Yahoo, eBay, and Amazon. These platforms evolved to technology platforms, which provide platforms as a service, so-called PaaS.
Then if the platform is well utilized in the right place, and it will be very useful, I think. So can you tell us how our business is using the concept of the platform?
In general, there are 2 business models: pipeline business and platform business. Pipeline business refers to the business which have all the resources necessary to the business and operate the business on its own. Pipeline business runs its own procurement, production, delivery, marketing, customer service, and supply chain. For example, Yellow Cab in the taxi industry has its own taxi fleet and serves passengers directly. Hilton Hotel in the hotel industry has its own properties of various levels of hotels to serve its own customers. And Samsung Electronics manufactures the smartphones and sells them to customers directly. On the contrary, platform business does not run all business functions on its own. It horizontally collaborates with partners that provide resources, product, and services. Uber in the taxi industry does not own any of the cars that serve customers, but provide matching services between taxi drivers who own the cars and controls service quality using various methods. Airbnb also plays the same role as Uber. It does not own any of the properties, but serves customers across the world using the properties owned by property owners. Apple runs App Store and iTunes, which play a role as marketplaces for software and digital content. As the business model moves from pipeline business to platform business, capital investment into platform business models increase rapidly. Some stats show the magnitude of the platform in the startup ecosystem. In the companies listed in S&P 500, about 60% of the unicorns are platform companies. This phenomenon becomes serious when it comes to Asian region. In Asia, out of 36 unicorns, 31 are platform companies. In India, 90%, and in China, 81% of unicorns are coming from platforms. Let's look at the platform business ecosystem. It consists of 4 key actors of providers, users, platform service providers, and platform service operators. Providers or producers are businesses or individuals that supply product or services to platforms, while users or customers are business or individuals that purchase or use the product or services at platforms. In terms of platform service itself, 2 actors are involved. One is platform service provider that offer platform interface like smartphones and laptops, to which users and providers access to a platform. The other is service operators that provide various functions and features within the platform and set up rules to control the activities of participants in the platform. There are several ways of categorizing the platform. I will introduce 2 of them. The first one is asset-based categorization. Based on the type of assets and ecosystem the platform operators rely on, we can group platforms into heavy asset acquiring platform, light asset acquiring platform, and mixed platform. Heavy asset requiring platform possess most of the assets that are required to run the platform. And for example, GE Predix provide heavy technical services, including cloud service, analytical service, and security service, etc. The role of the ecosystem is very limited. Light asset requiring platforms possess least amount of assets. For example, Google Play and Airbnb provide marketplaces only, and most of the functions are provided by the ecosystem. Mixed platforms are located in the middle. They have quite big assets and allow users and providers to take quite a large portion of activities. Platforms can be categorized by its functions into material exchange platform, financial exchange platform, and knowledge exchange platform. Material exchange platforms consist of product marketplace such as eBay and Amazon, service marketplace like Expedia and Airbnb, and content marketplace including YouTube and iTunes. Financial exchange platforms, which is known as fintech companies, consist of payment platforms such as PayPal and Alibaba, money marketplace like Lending Club and Bank Salad, and investment platform including Kickstarter and Whatiz. Knowledge exchange platform, which usually support communication exchange, include social networking platforms such as Facebook and WeChat. Social gaming platform like FanDuel and StarCraft, and technology platform which mostly provide development tools and cloud computing services, including Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Service.
Sounds interesting, but it is kind of hard to understand for me. So could you just give us some examples?
Let's look at specific examples of platforms. First one I'd like to introduce is Webtoon platform, which is very popular in Korea and Japan. Offline cartoon market was popular, but after online games and online content gained popularity, it was almost gone. At the time, Webtoon platforms play an important role in reviving the market by providing Webtoon ecosystem to readers, artists, advertisers. Webtoon platforms plan new webtoons which are not a simple conversion of old-fashioned cartoon, but transformed it into digital version to fit readers' request. The platform set up rules for profit sharing and publishing cartoon onto the platform. They incubate pre-artists to grow as well as to get differentiated content. Webtoon now are being used as the source content for movie, drama, and games, which in turn contribute to the revenue of the participant in the platform. This platform was proposed by Siemens, which is known for its smart factory. This platform plans to cover from manufacturing, simulation, and innovation to finance and marketplace to smart machines. Companies can post their service in the form of app onto the platform so that other businesses can use the service. Smart machines can be connected in a plug-and-use manner. All machineries across the world can be connected through this platform. If you are using this platform, wherever you are, you can use smart machines to make something to sell anywhere you want to sell. This platform was developed by GE to help companies to transform mechanical system-based manufacturing into digital system-based. That is, Predix is an industrial software platform that supports industrial monitoring and event management. Predix will provide digital twin, asset connectivity, edge to cloud data processing, and easy-to-use user console. The users do not have to develop any kind of functions on their own. This platform is provided as a cloud service. Users can connect to assets and IoT data, monitor conditions, and analyze alerts and manage incidents. Based on the analytics, companies can develop customized product for specific customers.
Recently, the platform business has become a big issue in the financial industry. So can you tell us more about it?
Yes, recently, financial industries have experienced huge changes due to digital transformation. There are lots of fintech or big tech companies which entered the financial market with their digital competitive advantage. Around the world, more than 2,000 fintech companies shape the sphere of financial services. The key feature of these new services is personalization or customization. Even though most of the fintech services are targeted at exchange of money, such as payment, lending, investment, between parties who provide money and who use the money. Recently, many of these fintech companies grow their businesses to a very complex financial service platform. Another big trend is the emergence of blockchain platforms. Blockchain platforms look like core blockchain technology in its current form, which support generalized distributed value exchange, consisting of expanding blocks of cryptographically signed, irrevocable transactional record shared by all participants in a network. Recently, blockchain technology is used not only for transacting cryptocurrency, but also for managing digitalized assets such as securities, precious metals, commodities, materials, identity, and credentials, and patient health record, etc. That is, the blockchain system allows business to experiment in data management to transaction processing. As you can see in the picture, blockchain platforms include blockchain itself, DevTech, development technology, distributed computing, data storage, so that users can build their own systems on the cloud. The most used 10 platforms include IBM Blockchain, Ethereum, Ripple, Corda, OpenLedger, EOS, Hyperledger, Sawtooth, OpenChain, and Quorum and IOTA. Technology platforms can be grouped into platforms for infrastructure, platform service, and software service platform by their coverage of technologies. The picture shows the type of cloud computing services: ES, infrastructure as a service; PaaS, platform as a service; and SaaS, software as a service. SaaS is the widest in its coverage, followed by PaaS. In general, in the computing area, PaaS is regarded as platform service. It covers from runtime to storage to networking.
So this is going to be the last question for you already. So what is the best strategy to build a platform business, you think?
Platform strategy is the process of developing the fundamental structure for the digital endeavor of a company. It works to define how to deliver and monetize the value offerings, integrate partnership, and optimally organize its existing infrastructure so that it is able to achieve agile growth. Developing a platform strategy includes asking questions like, what partnership will add value to platforms? Who will be the target audience? And how will they interact with the platforms? How the offerings are monetized on platforms? What kind of capabilities are needed with platforms? How well do platforms integrate with each other and related systems? And finally, what digital environment to operate in?
So we had a lecture about the platform business with Professor Kim. Thank you for your lecture.
Thank you for listening.